All right, welcome to your personalized deep dive into Bitcoin. We're going to be going a little deeper than the headlines today,
It's right.
exploring Bitcoin's history, its potential, and even practical ways you might consider incorporating it into your own investment approach.
And we're going to do that all based on the research that you provided, of course.
Absolutely, and it is quite a fascinating collection.
Yes, it is.
We've got everything from the philosophical underpinnings of decentralized finance to hard-hitting economic analysis.
It's there's a lot here.
Yeah. For example, did you know that Bitcoin's roots actually stretch back decades before that famous 2008 white paper?
hmm
We're talking about a movement called cypherpunks who were already laying the groundwork for digital currencies back in the 80s.
It's true. And understanding this prehistory, I think, gives you some crucial context. Bitcoin wasn't just a sudden flash of brilliance, right? It was the culmination of years of experimentation, trial and error by individuals who uh, deeply distrusted centralized systems.
That's a point that really resonated with me in these articles.
Yeah.
It makes you realize that Bitcoin isn't just some fleeting fad.
Yeah.
It's built on a solid foundation of ideas and principles that have been brewing for a long time.
Exactly. And those principles are what set Bitcoin apart from traditional banking systems.
Right,
We're talking about decentralization, meaning no single entity controls the network.
right.
This has huge implications for security, transparency, and even the potential to protect your wealth from things like inflation, which is a big topic in some of these sources.
Yeah, that's something I wanted to ask you about. We've seen real world examples recently of fiat currencies like the
Mhm.
Argentine peso and the Lebanese pound
Yeah.
experiencing massive devaluations. How does Bitcoin's decentralized nature offer protection against this kind of economic turmoil?
Well, unlike fiat currencies, which can be printed at will by governments,
Right,
Bitcoin has a fixed supply capped at 21 million coins.
right.
This means its value isn't subject to the same inflationary pressures.
Okay.
It's also important to remember that no government or institution can control Bitcoin, right? It's a global network governed by its own code, which is open for anyone to audit.
So, in a way, Bitcoin offers a level of autonomy and control that's simply not possible with traditional currencies.
Yeah.
You're not at the mercy of a central bank or government policy.
Precisely. And this is a huge draw for many people, especially those living in countries with unstable economies or restrictive financial systems.
Right.
They see Bitcoin as a way to safeguard their wealth and participate in a global financial system outside of traditional channels.
Okay, so I get the appeal of decentralization, but
Yeah.
Bitcoin's ecosystem can seem a bit daunting to newcomers.
Yeah.
You've got miners, developers, nodes.
It's a lot.
It's a lot to wrap your head around.
It is.
Can you help us break down this ecosystem in a way that makes sense, even for someone who's not super technical?
Of course, let's start with the miners.
Okay.
They're essentially the backbone of the network,
Oh,
using their computing power to validate transactions and add new blocks to the blockchain.
okay.
Think of them like digital accountants constantly checking and verifying every transaction to ensure everything is legitimate.
So they're ensuring the integrity of the system, kind of like auditors for a traditional financial institution,
Yes.
but without any central authority calling the shot.
Exactly. Now, the developers are the ones constantly improving and refining the Bitcoin protocol itself.
Right.
They're working on things like increasing transaction speed,
Right.
enhancing security, and exploring new features and applications.
So they're like the software engineers constantly iterating and innovating, making sure the Bitcoin software stays ahead of the curve.
It's a good analogy.
Okay.
And then you have the nodes, which are essentially copies of the entire Bitcoin blockchain distributed across thousands of computers worldwide.
Right.
These nodes act like a consensus mechanism, ensuring everyone is on the same page and that the rules of the network are being followed,
So it's like a.
of course.
Can you walk us through some of the key moments in Bitcoin's history, especially those highlighted in the sources?
Absolutely. It all started in 2008
Okay.
with the publication of the Bitcoin white paper authored by the pseudonymous Satoshi Nakamoto.
Right.
To this day, No one knows for sure who Satoshi really is, which just adds to the mystique.
It's like something out of a digital detective novel.
It is.
And to make it even more intriguing, the very first block mine,
Yes.
known as the Genesis block,
Uh-huh.
contained a hidden message referencing a bank bailout.
Wow.
Talk about a statement of intent.
Right. It certainly set the tone for Bitcoin's rebellious spirit.
Yeah.
From there, Bitcoin slowly began to gain traction,
Okay.
primarily among cryptography enthusiasts and those disillusioned with the traditional financial system.
And then in 2010,
Yeah.
Bitcoin achieved its first major price milestone, reaching a value of $1.
Right.
It may not seem like much now,
No.
but it marked a crucial step towards legitimacy.
That's right. And from there, the price continued to climb, albeit with, significant volatility.
Of course.
By 2013, Bitcoin had broken through the $1,000 mark,
Wow.
signaling its growing appeal beyond the initial niche community.
Yeah, and that's when we started seeing more mainstream media coverage, along with a wave of uh, new investors eager to capitalize on Bitcoin's potential.
Precisely. But Bitcoin's journey has been far from smooth sailing.
Right?
It's experienced several major price corrections,
Oh, yeah.
some more dramatic than others.
Sure.
Yet each time, it's managed to recover and reach new all-time highs.
This resilience is what fascinates me.
Yeah.
What factors have contributed to Bitcoin's ability to bounce back from these downturns?
So it's a combination of factors, including the underlying technology,
Yeah.
the growing network effect,
Right.
and the increasing recognition of Bitcoin's unique properties as a store of value.
And of course, there's the Bitcoin Halving event, which is coming up again in 2028.
It is.
Can you explain what this event is and why it's so significant for the price of Bitcoin?
Certainly, the Bitcoin halving is a pre-programmed event that occurs approximately every 4 years.
Yeah.
What happens is the reward that miners receive for validating transactions is cut in half.
Okay.
This effectively reduces the rate at which new Bitcoin is created, reinforcing its scarcity.
So as Bitcoin becomes scarcer,
Right.
the theory is that its value should increase.
Assuming demand remains constant or grows.
Yeah.
That's why these halving events tend to generate so much excitement and speculation within the Bitcoin community.
It's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy
Yeah.
with investors anticipating the scarcity effect and
Yeah.
driving up the price in anticipation.
They do.
But before we get too deep into the investment side of things, I want to go back to the idea of Bitcoin's prehistory.
Sure.
You mentioned these cypherpunks who were laying the groundwork for digital currencies long before Bitcoin came along. Right.
Can you tell us a bit more about them and their early attempts at creating digital money?
Absolutely. The cypherpunk movement emerged in the late 1980s, driven by individuals who were passionate about privacy, cryptography, and the potential of technology to empower individuals.
Right.
They saw digital currencies as a way to break free from the control of governments and financial institutions.
It was a very idealistic movement, wasn't it? They were driven by a strong belief in individual liberty and the power of decentralization.
Exactly. And they were decades ahead of their time in many ways.
Yeah.
They experimented with various digital currency prototypes like DigiCash, eGold, and BitGold.
Right.
But each of these early attempts ultimately faced significant challenges.
What were some of the key hurdles these early digital currencies couldn't overcome?
Well, DigiCash, for example, was
Yeah.
ultimately too centralized,
Really?
relying on a single company to issue and control the currency.
This went against the core cypherpunk philosophy of decentralization.
So it fell back into the trap of traditional financial systems where a central authority holds all the power.
Precisely. Then there was eGold,
Okay.
which gained significant traction in the late 1990s, but ran into legal trouble
Oh,
due to its use in illicit activities.
I see.
This highlighted the challenges of operating a digital currency outside of existing regulatory frameworks.
It seems like a common theme with these early attempts was the difficulty of achieving both decentralization and regulatory compliance.
That's a key insight.
Yeah.
And finally, you had BitGold, which was actually quite conceptually similar to Bitcoin.
Okay.
However, it lacked a practical implementation
Okay.
and never gained widespread adoption.
So it was a great idea on paper, but it couldn't quite translate into a functioning system that people could actually use?
Exactly. And what's fascinating is how uh, Bitcoin learned from the successes and failures of these predecessors.
Right.
It took the best elements, like the decentralized nature of BitGold,
Right.
and addressed their shortcomings, like the scalability issues of DigiCash
Okay.
and the regulatory concerns surrounding eGold.
So in a way, Bitcoin is standing on the shoulders of giants, building upon the vision and hard work of those who came before.
Absolutely. And that's why understanding this prehistory is so crucial.
Yeah.
It gives you a deeper appreciation for Bitcoin's journey and the significance of its achievements.
It's a reminder that innovation is rarely a solo effort.
True.
It's a collaborative process built on the successes and failures of those who came before.
It is.
But now let's shift gears and delve into the investment side of things.
Yep.
Is Bitcoin something you, as our listener, should consider adding to your portfolio?
Ooh, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is.
And it's one we'll be tackling head on in the next part of our deep dive.
Okay.
We'll explore the potential benefits and risks of Bitcoin investment,
Right.
and we'll even walk you through some practical strategies for getting started.
Sounds good to me. We'll be back after a short break.
Right.
Stay tuned.